This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are on October the 23rd, 2023, here with a great Toronto background behind me because I am doing Frightmare in the Falls this weekend with Lisa Langlois. So that's going to be the biggest convention I've been to. But today, we're not talking conventions. No, we're talking silent nights and deadly nights and racing on the roads with Burt Reynolds and maybe throw a little Joe D'Amato in there for good measure. Folks, I give you the absolutely awesome Tara Buckman. How do you do, Tara?
Hi, I love your hat. I already told you that.
Well, Bobby Heckman, the director of Victim No More, will love hearing that, you know?
Hmm.
Yep. Yep, I'm involved with that film and 13 Fanboy and a few others, but not for a while because financially I just can't do it anymore, but I am still working. I'm still doing this, and I do this for fun. I don't make money at the
Yeah,
podcast. This
the,
is,
the
yep,
business takes money, doesn't it?
it
Show this,
does. It
it's a lot of money all the way around.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyway, I was reading up on you before the interview, and I love this term. I get a kick out of it, and I've heard it before. Army brat. You were an army brat growing up. Now, were you in the army, or were you just a brat? Which one was it?
Let's see. Army, wrong. It was Navy. Navy brat. So
So you were a
yeah,
brat nonetheless.
Navy. I don't know why they I've never thought about that. Why we are a brat. Where that term from. I
I
like
don't know either.
I don't have to look it up. Give me 10 minutes. I'll look up in Google right now. Um, yeah, Navy brat. And God, that's so interesting. I've got to look that up. No, I'm not a brat because I was the firstborn of 5 kids, so I'm definitely not a brat. But the military Navy brat is moving around from place to place, whether you're my father was an aircraft controlman, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, he retired in '68 when Vietnam was like, wow,
Wow.
So he got pretty messed up, but in the head. But in the meantime, we all 5 of us, well, they kept being born in every state we moved to, but I went to about 8 different schools out of 12. So in 9, 10, 11, 12, I got to go to the same school for 4 years. Now the others are younger. I mean, mom had 5 of us smashed in within 7.5 years, but at the same time, they all got to grow up in the same neighborhood. I have no idea what that's like, to know friends from kindergarten, middle school. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing.
I was going to ask you what kind of struggle that would have been like, going from place to place like that.
I think that is, I'm happier. The grass is greener on the other side. All that. I like my grass because I got to quickly. I'll say this: my middle sister has never gotten out of her zip code. Okay, so okay, that's fine, but you cannot identify with what I have experienced in the world, and so don't, compare me because you haven't the experience. I think maybe that's what, no, I'm sure it is. Oh, who knows? Lots of reasons why becoming an actress was in my heart, and so much passion because you have read so many different people's characters. You have to make fast friends with them. You understand them. Everywhere I went, I want to cry now. I'd meet a friend, and love them. And then dad says, we have to move again. But Tara, I promise this is the last time you're going to move. Then we moved. So I do think that is I'd rather live that life, the life I had moving around, because I'm in Virginia Beach. That's my alarm to talk to you. I was gonna play it. How annoying is that?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, what was I saying? That spooked me.
You were saying something about the grasses. You prefer your grass, and that you were you like how you came about. You know that.
I will say it's lonely in a way.
Yeah.
Now, and there's another thing, I'm not lonely, I'm alone. But I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia right now, after 35 years in LA. So my friends, I only need 5 solid friends, if that. I don't need to go out and be social. I just can call my friends on the West Coast and complain to them about the East Coast.
I'm actually an hour ahead of you here in Atlantic Canada. Nobody seems to know where we are here in New Brunswick. It's just like this lost place here in New Brunswick. Have you ever been out this way?
No, I was only in Vancouver for a month working with very drunk Michael. Um, I had his name on the tip of my tongue. Extra 2, Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah.
So Vancouver, the old other side. Well, I'm sorry they don't know you.
Oh, nobody does. Nobody knows what New Brunswick is. People will say when they schedule with me, they say, "We thought East Coast was this part." Nope, there's us.
You hear New Brunswick. Oh, I hear New Brunswick a lot. Is there a New Brunswick in America somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. People know that one. They just don't know us here in Canada.
Maybe that's it. Well, guess what? I know you, and I will get on top of the roof and shout it out. Or I'm being silly now. That wasn't even
You'll
funny.
get up there and shout it out. People will say, "What?"
However, you are one that I listened to check you out. Before I
Mhm.
did this, I listened to a bit of some other person that I didn't know. You are exactly one of those Canadians that out and about in the boot.
I hear that a lot. I don't
I know.
recognize it, but I have heard it.
It's very different and distinct, but it's far better than a uh, Southern U.S. accent.
There you go. There you go. Well, I know also you were discovered while waitressing, and you were discovered by James Goldstein, or excuse me, Goldstone, who of course cast you in Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, he had quite an impact. We all have these people that have an impact on us, like Lisa Langlois had an impact on me because I lived here my whole life. I'm 51, but wasn't until 2017 she invited me to assist her at my first convention. And I'd never been on a plane, never been out of New Brunswick, so maybe Prince Edward Island, and all that was all new to me. And now I do it every year. So I'm taking that James Goldstone was the one that had a major impact on you because he got you connected with a studio and agency and whatnot. Would you like to talk about that connection?
Yeah, you are correct that there are, like, for me, 2 what I call mentors
Mm-hmm.
that I give them that name proudly. And he was one because again, I was here for 4 years, and then high school, and then was here a couple more years before I went to California. And so I was working at a for this town, it was the best restaurant, and I was cocktail waitress in this place. And he and his location manager were at a table, and I was assigned to them. I think he brought it up that we're here, who we are. We're here scouting locations for a movie we're making here called Roller Coaster. I fell to my knees because I had, let's see, a couple years before when I was really young, I went to Portugal in the Algarve to do a travelogue film. People just kind of asked me, bottom line, I didn't know where to go, New York or LA. I mean, I was going somewhere, but when that man, I literally fell to my knees and I can't, I wish I could remember the exact, oh my God, I wanted to be an actress for so long. I just don't know where to go. Oh my God. I can't imagine myself doing that, but hey, you know, it's your looking back, that was really real. Who meets somebody like in Virginia Beach, Virginia? So he was kind enough. We talked outside for a little bit, and he told me he was going to give his casting director my name. So when they came back to film, you know, I could get a little part or something. Actually, I got a talking part, and that gave me what you call Taft-Hartley, that you could actually join the union. And then Universal, the dailies go back to Universal, the dailies of everything they shot that day, and they look at them and questions were asked, who's that? Well, it's Tara Buckman. Well, the company left, and I made some money from that film, and I had $800, and I had an orange Camaro, and I packed up and I drove from Virginia to LA, $800 and nowhere to live. I just did it, you know. But I nowhere to live. Oh God, the stories before all that. I got lucky, you know, soon, but I think I had a stuntman or either Jim Goldstone's, or they found me. Yeah, I had a telephone number. And they were editing the film at that point, Roller Coaster. And then in those days, big studio empires had their big publicity person, not just for individuals. So they thought the story with Jim and I was a good story. And they started promoting that, like even in People magazine, you know, the old Schwab's days when so and so was found at the counter or something. That's the way they did it. And then I'm sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I've said this before, but in long ago in black and white films, Betty Davis, Marilyn Monroe, everybody was assigned to a contract system with certain studios. So everybody was under contract to someone. Well, Universal was the very last studio to have a contract system with contract players. So they wanted me. And they pay you each week whether you work or not. Really? But then they, you know, want to put you in shows. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kim Cattrall, Sharon Glass, Rick Springfield. Oh God. There were a number of us. And so we did all those Berettas and Kojaks and Rockford Files, and you still had to kind of audition and stuff like that. But that was heaven. That was absolute heaven. And I've said this before, but I do believe that anybody that has a dream about anything, acting in particular, because I know that one's hard, producer writing, you know, just go for it. Drop your pants, just walk over the tuna fish, just go. And I did. And I guess it might be fate, but I don't really call it that, because I just wanted to do this forever, and you just have to go. So it was a sweet deal. And I did not struggle, meaning I didn't know what a struggling actor was. I thought, oh, this is just exactly what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, went out for this. Yep, do this series, do that. And then I realized what a struggling actor was. The department went down.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a sweet story and it turned out very well.
Don't want to get off topic, but do you have any funny waitressing stories?
Gosh, I've always been pretty serious. I that's a good one. I'll think of something afterwards, but um I don't think I have anything that comes to mind. I didn't spill hot coffee on anybody or drink your half grasshopper martini. No, no,
Okay.
I really don't. There might have been some after night stuff, but I don't remember any of that. No, I don't. That's interesting. I think I'm just a little more serious.
No, I just thought I'd throw that in there, but
Do you have
nonetheless,
do you have
huh?
one? Do you have one? I'll
No,
hear it.
I don't never worked in a restaurant, but but nonetheless, I got the Silent Night, Deadly Night here, signed by Linnea Quigley, you know.
Oh, is okay. And she see, I don't know who she is because I it's terrible. I
She was the one placed on the antlers.
is that was it in the first
Yep.
movie?
Yep. I got the second one here too. Garbage Day.
I just read about that because I'm researching this movie I did because I had no clue what it was. Because it's one that I never I did a first autograph signing in Maryland Nostalgia Convention. And the signing agent, Scott Ray, I have no pictures, brought all these pictures and he brought Silent Night and laid it on the table. I'm freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
I never talk about that movie. I am embarrassed. I did that movie. Oh no, no, that's sold. But what I did is I learned so much. People came up. Well, first of all, one vendor around had a poster, and there I am screaming. See, I don't think I ever saw the movie. I went up to, I think it was Utah or something, because the director was great and it was good money. It was probably not something I really would have done if I'd had a better role, but I've come to appreciate it.
It's
The
interesting
the
because I'm reminded of something here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
no,
interrupt it because Charles Rosenay, of course, was the one that
yes,
connected us. I've had Charles on here 3 times, and
yes, my
yep,
guy, that's my guy, that's my guy.
yep,
You totally
yep.
love him, love him, love him.
Yeah, well, I just remembered here. He'll be to promote the Salem's Paranormal and Horror Convention on November 11th and 12th. And of course the website www.salemsparacon.org, and we'll plug that again towards the end of the show. But you're going to be at that with him, aren't you?
I am. I'm excited about that.
I
And
got
so,
I got his book here too, the top 10 horror list.
see, that guy, we met at the Nostalgia Convention, and he was a hoot. And he quickly asked if I'd come to Salem, and um anyway, I said yes after I got home a couple days, only because he's so cool. I trust him. I believe in him. I After knowing a little more about him, he's into the music and books, and I have no. I'm thinking, but you're my bud. I'm helping you. You're helping here, but I have no clue what you do because there's so many different things. You know, this guy is, and I don't like the term hustler because it kind of sounds bad. This guy is into everything. I adore that. I admire him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing around.
Well, you mentioned convention, and because you just did your first convention not too long ago. What was that experience like for you, and how did it reconjoin you with Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a film you were trying to pick at?
I was, and there's no way we weren't going to get back to that, only because of your history and your freak shows, and Charles and his, horror shows. But well, I'll just finish that story on that Silent Night, Deadly Night, because it's all about the fans telling you things about you that you have no idea. Like, do you know there's a trading card with your picture on it from Silent Night, Deadly Night? Do you know that there's a game out? Do you know they made 2 movies after that? Do you know you're in the reruns of the second one? I go, no, 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 no clue. No, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So I was educated, as all the fans do, and I don't like that term. I just don't like that term, but what else are you going to say? And oh, you should do this show, you should do that show. But I finally have succumbed, and I'm damn proud of this. I'm the mother of that monster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the mother that created 2 sequels. I'm the mother that made that boy, whatever. So I think that
Well, 2 boys when you look at the second one.
I guess. Yeah, I know that I could watch it, but I think that because, and then I learned, I think I knew this in LA too when I was there, that it was banned. The movie was banned after
Oh, it was
3 days.
controversial, yeah.
And then apparently it became a cult film. So yeah, there's just things on your resume that you don't want to talk about. But overall, it touched someone, whether they're a horror freak, or they liked my look, or they identified with the part or something. It's so rewarding, to not go, instead of me going, oh no, I'm embarrassed. No, can't. But it's very rewarding, as well as all of the people that came up to the table for so many different pictures and shows. Do you have time? I'll tell you a cute one.
Yeah, please.
Well, there's all kinds of pictures out there. Chips, Cannonball Run, of course, Barnaby Jones, Tales of the Unexpected. I mean, I don't know, 50 shows or something. And so one guy comes up, and he gets 3 or 4 different pictures, but he said, oh my gosh, I loved you in that show. I don't know which one he was talking about, whatever picture. He said, that was so cool. And then I saw you in this movie of the week, Death Corner 3, and you died. You died. And then I saw you on this show. Oh God, she's alive. So it's just, they follow you around, and they know what you've done, and it means something. They'll tell me tidbits of information, write your name, sign your character's name on this picture for me. What was it? So it's just a whole different world for me, because I've never answered fan mail. I haven't done anything. I don't talk about any of this to anybody unless yeah, I mean, it's old business, but and it would take another actor talking to an actor, a producer talking to a producer, right? Somebody on the street is just not going to quite get, what this business is. And so it is a joy, complete joy. I'm going to start taking a book to have the fans sign their name, that
There
it
you
means something,
go. Yeah.
They're not there to just flatter and pump up. They were touched, or they were something about you, and I recognize it now, instead of what I used to say, like, get a life. Really? Me? You don't know me, but that's the whole motto of why I'm talking to you, the whole motto of why I'm doing the show with Charles, and then I'll probably be doing Chiller also
Oh, wow.
in April. Mm-hmm.
You know what? you just pause for a sec? I'll get Charles' book. Let's give him a little plug. You give me a second.
Oh, I certainly will for
We'll
Charles.
plug his book, yeah.
Oh, while he's gone, Charles Rosenay, sarahparacon.org. While you're away, I'm plugging.
Yeah, well, you know, when you start mentioning the cons, I remember he said that, and yeah, here's his book. Is it going to show up here? Is my back? There we go. My background goes.
That was a magic tag. No.
Oh my! There we are.
I need to film you. So, oh, well, maybe he'll give me that book with an autograph signing.
I hope so. It says to Greg, a great interviewer and a great guy. May all your horrors and fictional cheers and chills, Charles Rosenay. Yeah, yeah, it's a really good read, and
so
yeah, that's his book.
Is that the one that he's promoting?
Yep, this is the
But
top
doesn't
10.
he has so much.
He does. He's actually he's working on a second version of this, you know, a part 2, and he's going to have some yeah, he's working on a lot of stuff.
But the
Absolutely.
music stuff
Yep.
that is mind blowing too. And I don't. Okay, I wonder if I should wait to tell Charles this. No, I'm going to tell you the first.
Why not?
I don't like the Beatles. Not interested, never have been. I was into Elvis Presley. I know.
Okay.
I'm a freak. But
I like both.
huh?
I like both the Beatles and Elvis.
Well, I had a crush on Elvis, but
What's your favorite Elvis song?
Oh Lordy. Well, the big one that he sang, how about that? Hallelujah. It wasn't Amazing Grace. It's just because he felt that. But you know, I watched that. Is it Austin Butler, the kid that played? Yep. Did you see that movie?
Yes, I did.
I just never knew. I knew Red West, one of Elvis's, the redhead, you know, guys he hung around with in that crowd because I worked with him and he told me stories, but never knew the Colonel held Elvis back that way because that man would have. I'm promoting Elvis now. Sorry, Charles.
If I had known you weren't a Beatles fan, I would have worn my Yellow Submarine shirt tonight. I would.
Really? Oh, see, that's a horrible one. No, I don't know why. I liked Elvis, and
I don't blame you. I like both personally. You know, I love the Beatles, but I love Elvis as well. So,
well, I mean, they're different. It's just those two were the biggies, and on opposite ends of life. But no, I don't know why I threw that in. Oh, it's only because Charles does so many things, and I just don't get it. I understand me why I don't, but anyway.
You guys are gonna have an interesting conversation at that convention.
And I'm sure he'll just keep me tickled and educate me, and I don't know. I really like this guy. You know, I'm fortunate.
He's a great guy. He's been a guest on here 3 times. I remember he reached out to me, would have been 2 years ago. And because he knew that I was a guy that would have anybody on my show, big or small. And I looked at his, yeah, and I said, sure, you know, like, who am I to say no, you know? So I had him on. I had a great talk with him. And I remember he was doing a con, and he called me one night. And it's interesting because Bobby Heckman, who directed Victim No More, came to his table and bought a book. And for his second book, he's going to have Eileen Dietz from The Exorcist be part of it, whom I was talking to through Messenger the night she met Charles at that con. So my name Yeah, my name was spoke about at that
What?
con. Charles said we have a mutual friend in common in Canada, and Eileen said Greg, and I thought that was so cool.
Oh,
Yep.
well, so what? Well, shoot, you need to come to these other conventions,
You
Greg.
know
We need
what? I would love
you.
to.
You deserve it. You
I
have to
finally
find
got
out.
Yeah, I finally got my passport. I've never had one. Lisa actually helped me get one set up when I was in Toronto last year. And
Oh,
actually Aline Dietz is going to be at Frightmare in the fall too. She's going to have one of these beanies of Pazuzu from The Exorcist for me, So but I love doing the cons. I was going to ask, and I asked this to everybody, what's the most unique thing you've ever been asked to sign?
um, well, instinctively, there will be many that might say to you, the boob, but no, that's not somebody brought in the opening, we haven't talked Cannonball Run, but yeah, everybody probably knows that one. Cannonball Run, the opening scene is an opening scene I think is one of the best in movies, where the black Lamborghini, did you see it? You did. Okay. Well, that doesn't mean you saw it, but that's fine.
Yeah, I just purchased this so I could hold it up. I don't know what this movie is, but this interview, imagine if I had your whole entire filmography here. This all came today.
Oh, well, you can put it on the table, go somewhere, and I'll send it back and I'll sign it, and you sell it to somebody. How about that?
I wouldn't sell it. No, I actually keep all my autographs. But you were
Um,
saying something about the opening scene from
the
Cannonball
opening
Run.
scene is this black Lamborghini that Adrienne Barbeau and I drove throughout the crazy. That was our car for the crazy race in the movie, and we're speeding down. Well, it was a stunt driver driving, of course, going that fast, and I'm the passenger. And we, in the opening shots, credits are going, screech over. I hop out, open that Lamborghini door, fly open. It was so pretty in those days, you see it. But get out, and I spray the 55-mile per hour speed limit sign in red paint. I do a cross. I do this curly Q. I have no idea why. And then I get back in the car. Well, this one, remember, I've just done 1.25 of autograph signings. So this guy brought in a real 55-mile per hour speed limit sign, and he had it painted exactly like I did. I mean, to the T, only because he brought a picture of me showing me what I did. And he said, did you know there was a bullet hole in that speed limit sign you painted? And I said, no. He said, well, I put one in it here on mine too. And then he said, why'd you do that little curly Q at the end? I said, I think because I was trying to get paint out. It was so faint. Bottle, and he had that. I that's it. That was huge. You're traveling. I don't know where you came from with a big old speed limit sign. And what's unique about it is that because the cast was huge, well, I mean, I don't think there's a person around my time era that wouldn't know every cast member in that movie, and then little old me. But he had gone around to different conventions and gotten like Adrian's signature, or Jamie Farr's, or whoever does some, but that was I mean, it's those little things that
That is so
no,
cool.
it just
Yep.
it just you went out of that way. I mean, what is it? Love the movie, but that's a pretty big thing to carry around.
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
I usually get Blu-ray sleeve signed, but I was gonna say you said you for the longest time you hated talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night. Is it because of the nudity, or what's the story behind your reluctance for all those years?
Excellent question. I really appreciate that. I really do, Greg. Um, well, obviously, it wasn't a picture that some people might thought I would have done, but it was. I don't think it even went through my agent. I have no idea. Um, excuse me. Allergies. Hold on. I needed money, I'm sure. And it was in not Park City, it was somewhere that I had. Sometimes you take a job because you want to go to that location. Now, I do believe, I'm pretty sure it was my first nude shot. And one of the reasons that I don't feel good about it, okay, Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close and
Michael
Michael.
Douglas.
There's nudity all the way around. It's lovemaking, it's whatever. Now, really, did you need to see my boobs in that movie, Silent and the Deadly Night? See, there's no meaning to it. And so that's not really where I come from. I come from of, okay, you have a stupid, dumb line like on a television series I did, Sheriff Lobo.
Hmm.
Every line was dumb. It's not that it's not even funny. It's just dumb. So it didn't mix, it was my first time. Chuck Selye, right?
Yep.
Was great.
Yep.
He was great. And it just didn't make sense, but it was also probably one of the outside the norm of doing Quincy's and Cannonball Run. And that was, wouldn't you say that wasn't the norm?
Well, it was something different, you know. I love it watching actors do things that are different, but I definitely get your point, and it must have blew your mind when you went to your first con and you had there's so much of a fan base to silently. Actually, it's funny. I should have dug this out, and I don't know where it is right offhand. I actually got a figurine of this Killer Santa.
Yeah, that's what I understand, because there's this kid, Jeremy Al, what in the heck his name? Jeremy Ambler.
Hmm.
He was one of the people signing autographs that did what's that very famous show that's all zombies? Zombie walking.
Walking Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried watching it. I just couldn't. Um, and he was the one that actually had all of the trading cards and told me about, the games and the posters and all that. So watch this. I'm going to move away. Well, what do you see?
Look at that.
Can you believe I'm actually doing that? Oh,
Yep. I see that. Yeah.
So because I haven't, Greg, I haven't talked to anybody since 1995. I've only talked to people that have no clue on any of this. And to hear that, it's if my one episode in Chips turned some people on, if my episode in Buck Rogers turned people on, because those are two that sold well, then why shouldn't it matter to? There's another person that said, but Tara, you've touched them, and here I am embarrassed, but I'm kind of repeating myself. It matters. Hold on. I want to give back. I really want to give back. And I know it sounds like, okay, you can go, people will buy your picture, $30, they'll do this, but and don't tell anybody. I would do it for free because I admire that it made them feel good. But please do buy a picture if you come to the Sale of Paracon in Salem, Massachusetts. Listen to me, salemparacon.org, November 11th and 12th. How did I do?
There you go. There you go.
So do you understand what I'm saying? Do you really? I think you do.
Yep.
This actor is about you, and not about me. It's the flatter crap doesn't work with me, but it's about you.
Yeah.
And
I wish I had a thought of it. I would have dug it out, but I don't know. Somewhere in here, I have a figurine still in its package of this character here from Silent Night, Deadly Night. Came with the hatchet and everything,
No, I don't even know who the kid is.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the characters in it. And what would be interesting if they're, at another convention, and I heard, is the kid's name Billy? Or no, wait.
Yep.
Is his real name Billy? I heard that
No.
kid does shows.
Yeah, I've never had him on. I've had Linnea Quigley on from that first one, and I had the director Lee Harry on from the second one. So well,
I heard he did some autograph signings, and so it would be cute. It's, for instance, in Cannonball Run, like if Adrian's over there and I'm here, I mean, you're going to get the duo signed. Same theory is the I have heard that I keep saying kid. Yes, well, I don't know how old he is.
Robert Brian Wilson.
Oh, okay. I heard he did some, but wouldn't that be interesting that his mommy is there?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And the second one, the character is Ricky, played by Eric Freeman. That's the little brother.
I found a picture. It's, in my time, there were, VHS, there was no paparazzi. We didn't have all that. Hold on, I'm going to look up. I found a photo where it is me. Oh, I want this picture, but I can't even buy a picture of myself. They're licensed online. But this one is one. Oh, okay, let's see. I don't know if I can. Okay, can you see that?
I can, yeah.
That is me with the
grandpa, yeah.
Little Billy, and I'm holding Ricky in arms.
Yep.
And that's when we went there, and that old grandpa. The truth is, I did find it on DVD, or no, Netflix. I think I had to pay to watch for the first 5 minutes myself to understand what it was I did. And I thought that would be a great picture if I could get it, because that's how it began. That's the baby Ricky, and that's the Billy, I guess, character.
Yeah. Yeah, Ricky is the killer in the second one, so yeah. But the second one but half the movie is flashback footage of the first film.
I heard that. And that's when you brought up, because I was reading about it and why lately, trying to understand what the fascination was. And the garbage something I read about.
Yeah, for the second one, the guy taking the trash out, he's going on a shooting spree, and he goes, "Garbage day," and the guy looks up, goes, he shoots him. I guess Eric Freeman just started doing cons not too long ago too, and he signs like little garbage cans, like little plastic garbage cans, because
Yeah.
Well, he was embarrassed about it for the longest time, apparently, and until it started coming up. And when he did his first con, the story is he was quite shocked at the lineup because he was embarrassed by it. But then get the fans, and it's like, wow, there's actually people that really like this. And then they you see them at the cons and whatnot, and they love it because you know what, the fans have fun with it. Lisa Langlois has told me she's worked in dramas, she's worked in television, she was in Murder She Wrote and stuff like that, but yet she said it's the horror films and exploitation films she did where she gets all of her love at conventions. And she
Hmm.
said she always found that funny, but she has also just kind of embraced it now.
Yeah, well, see, I do identify with my son, my second son. I don't know their names. I do identify with my son, Ricky.
Mhm.
I'd love to meet them now that they're grown up. We've been so far away. I haven't seen them since they were babies, since I died so young. um, yeah, I get that because like even Cannonball Run was the one that I guess resonates with most people. Um, because I mean, who hasn't seen Cannonball Run? But it's certainly, again, not on my, uh, there weren't a lot of shows that I really felt good about my character. I was the blonde TNA, it was the early 80s. I
Mhm.
didn't like that. That's not what I went out for. I wouldn't have driven out that far to California with that $800 in a Camaro if I went to just be tits and ass,
Mhm.
and pretty and all that. I was very serious, and I still am, and so that's I mean, I'd get some roles on episodics. I dyed my hair dark once because it just I don't even know how I became blonde. How Needham and Hooper or Burt told me to. Reynolds, I don't remember. And I dyed my hair dark, and so I got this episode of Chips, and I played Larry Wilcox's girlfriend.
I've had
And
Larry Wilcox on here.
you have
Yeah.
heart, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yep.
Oh, sweetheart. Well, I saw him at the anyway. I got a part that was actually, even though it's episodic TV. I lied 13 times. I was a pathological liar, as
Mhm.
opposed to a blonde, whatever. And so I played his girlfriend, and we saw each other in Maryland. Or one of the conventions, and he says, I went up to him, we're both there, and he's, oh God, I remember you. You are a great kisser, because I played his girlfriend. So those are the really cool things, that happen sometimes on these things. You feel like you're on a set working with actors that you hadn't realized you'd acted together with. Um, a quickie, somebody came up to the table in Maryland and had in black and white some kind of TV guide, maybe pictures taken out of me and George Hamilton. Yeah, George Hamilton. We know who George Hamilton, that gorgeous tanned old guy now,
Yep.
but brilliant. He was in the very important section with people lined up. But afterwards, I went, did you know we worked together? This fan brought up, a picture of me. He said, no. I said, me neither. Oh, Death Car on the Freeway. That was it. So it's like you get to, whether you had scenes together or not, it's like to me, cast and crew set. But as far as Larry goes, when I was talking to him, because he does those with
Eric
air.
Estrada. Yep.
I don't know how Larry did it. I do not know how Larry did it all those years. I mean, I know Eric, and I went up to say hi, and I'm sorry, just a head full of Head full of massive ego. And Larry Wilcox, bless your heart, I don't know how you did it, but what a sweet guy, huh? The women loved
Hmm.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. Bo Larry was great. His stories were fantastic, you know. Um, let's get into Cannonball Run. You know, I've had Adrian Barbeau on the show the first year I did this podcast, you know, and
Oh,
back when I had a guest host, and that's a story I don't want to get into, but yeah, but
well, if I was being the host of this show, I would find a way to ask you about that. And I might still.
well, you know what?
It's up to you,
I
honey.
had a guest host, and I used to do this at CHSR-FM on campus. I still do a show there, but now I do these on Zoom because it's after the pandemic. This is so much more convenient, but let's just say he's not with the station anymore and not with me for various degrees of good reasoning. And that's all I can
Mhm.
say about that. But nonetheless, I had Barbeau on here, and she was a lovely person to talk to. And of course, did escape from New York the same year she did Cannonball Run. So she was escaping from New York in a black car.
Oh,
Talk about
I
working
know that.
with Barbeau.
How was it?
Yeah.
We didn't. We didn't hang out. We just did scene to scene because it's both of us in each scene. So
I just loved it
what?
every time. I love the scene. And I mentioned this to Barbeau, and right now I'd have to look it up, the actress, but the scene where
Oh,
you
Valerie
guys,
Perrine. I know what you're gonna say.
yeah, you got,
Best
yeah,
scene.
Valerie Perrine, where you guys zip your tops down because you're so used to a male cop and you guys get your way. And Valerie Perrine comes in like, "Can you get your license and registration while you're down there?" or something like that. And the look on your
Oh,
faces.
sweetheart, or she says, "Well, hello, something, something." She was awesome, Valerie Perrine. I mean, talk about a career and a true actress. For her to come on and do that kind of a bit, oh man, it was awesome. I respected her, and I don't curse. I don't know why. I do in my head, or if I'm alone, but it out loud, I just don't. But Valerie Perrine, I remember her coming into the makeup trailer when she got there. It's just a day part, for her. And I was so young. And she comes in and she says, "Who do I have to fuck to get a cup of coffee?" I thought, you go, girl. I mean, it wasn't like, hey, I'm pissed, it was just, damn, that was neat, you know. But Adrian and I mean, the only times I remember we had a conversation about something, something,
Mhm.
but when I'm laughing because when you see Adrian and I, we're either in front of the Lamborghini or we're just getting out of it with those beautiful doors, or we're getting back into it. That's it. We never rode in it. Now, I will say, I did, lucky me, I got to ride in that Lamborghini in that opening shot with the stuntman, with the speed. I got to actually feel that, but that's pretty much what we did.
Talk
Uh,
about working with Hal Needham, director and stuntman.
well, I slept with him. Did you know that? No, we were, let's see, I still under contract. Where is he? We actually dated. We did. When I was under contract to Universal, they weren't used to having like another studio, like they were doing Hooper. Hal was doing Hooper
Hmm.
with Warner Brothers with Burt. I think is a great movie. It was really about Hal's life. If nobody knows about it, the top stunt man, and that was Hal's life. But my Monique James, the head of the contract system, gets a call from Warner Brothers, Al Needham's office. They want to see Tara Buckman. So I leave Universal, go over to Warner Brothers, and meet Hal Needham directing and his assistant, Brenda, who I stayed really good friends with. There's one picture on the wall, one 8x10. And you know, you have when you're casting people and you're going through, you probably have 20 or 50 of this cast. And he said, I want that girl. Now I'd never met him, right? And it was just a really old, simple picture. That's the girl I want. And so we all had lunch, and it and things led from there. We did Hooper. Yeah, we had a relationship, and he was 28 years old.
I think it's funny you said you slept with him, and then you say, no, I really didn't. We dated, and I'm sitting there thinking, gee, Hal, you didn't even make it to first base, did you? He could have learned something from Burt. He was good with the ladies.
Well, yeah, there's another one. I'm not gonna bring that up. That's so bad with shoot, Mork and Mindy. But yeah, we did that show. It was great. No, we hung out. I mean, and that show was so fun because it's like it's a family. Mm-hmm. And all the same people are there, you know, Dom DeLuise and you know, Burt, and you keep bringing back it's family. It just became like that. And plus his films are well, I lied. I did sleep with him. I really did.
Well, I sleep with my kitty.
I already had the part. Okay. I mean, that was a done deal. But we really played around. I'd have his Cadillac and he'd have Burt's because he lived in Burt. I'd stay at Burt's guest house with Hal once in a while. And the guest house is as big as Burt's mansion, right? But we would speed down Sunset Boulevard. It was just fun because he was the best stuntman in the world. And I think he got an award for it later on in life. And I was Navy brat, I just had fun. He was a fun guy. So we were just a hoot. And then when it did come to Cannonball Run, we weren't happening anymore. I guess I didn't need that anymore.
You know, my favorite, I think my favorite performance in Cannonball Run was, and I still laugh at this to this day, Roger Moore playing somebody obsessed with the actor Roger Moore. He thinks he's Roger Moore. I get such a kick out of his work in the movie. He must have laughed when he read that, because he did For Your Eyes Only, the James Bond film, the same year, you know, and it's like, and here he is. And I love it when the woman playing his mom is like chastising him. Here yes. You're pretending you're this actor, Roger Moore, and he's just sitting there giving these looks. But everything he does Bond like in the film backfires, you know.
You know what? You're right. And I forgot about that. He was so classy. Roger Moore is Roger Moore. He was classy. But I will tell you who I fell in love with, and that was Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Well, yes, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. carring around together. I've heard good things about Dean Martin.
I love that man. And it was a rap show. We all had our pictures. I've got the picture in here. I could pull it up. No problem. The whole cast, and we're dressed, and I'm next to Dean Martin with my arm over his shoulder, and he says, "You wouldn't want to date someone like me, would you?" And my heart just went, I really liked you. And I mean, he was one just like Elvis that was just that time period where he had charm.
Yep.
And yeah, I really liked Dean, and I knew Mel Tillis, I knew Alfie Wise. I mean, I had to get Terry Bradshaw out of my room. Terry and I are friends, okay? But we're a hoot. We're all stuck in Atlanta, and it's just some motel kind of thing. All of us. Can you imagine? All and Terry and I talk. And so it's time to go sleep or whatever, back to my room, and he starts taking his boots off. And I go, what the heck are you doing? He put his boots on. I'm sure it was very friendly. We talked later in the years. We've had fun. But that was a massive, massive cast, and I've gotten off track now. There was just too many people, too much.
Yeah.
So
Well, how funny was he in the movie?
Terry would when he was doing the football commentating, the in between, not playing anymore, but the commentating, he would call me during a commercial. It was like, go back on, go commentate. He was just a sweetheart. And there 17 motorhomes lined up. It was just insane. Should I tell you something that was a bit, I'm going to do it, rude?
Yep, go ahead.
I thought rude. Because that's kind of the fun of this thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm not judging you. You go right ahead. This is open forum for you.
Whatever. It was after the rap, where Sammy Davis had invited everybody to a party at his house. And it wasn't long after the rap. So I know Farrah came with she was having an affair with the director of photography. And geez, little me with my friend Duncan Gamble. I mean, quite a few of us, but Burt didn't show up. I don't even think Dom DeLuise showed up. Roger Moore didn't show up. So not too long into this party with great food, Sammy's butler got, upstairs on the stairwell and said, I'm sorry, the party's over. Sammy has retired for the evening. Excuse me. I didn't even get to try the food yet, but because Bert's not there and all the more important people aren't there, you don't do that.
Nope.
I will remember that because it was very clear exactly what that was about. And I'll tell you what, that makes me think of the fans, You don't do that,
It tells you the difference between Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Dean.
Because I bet you Dean wouldn't have done that.
Oh, he wouldn't have done that. He would have been down there mingling and talking and being the jolly person, that he was. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the other running jokes of the film, of course, is Dom DeLuise's him. Or he suddenly becomes a superhero.
I never, that was a humor that I did not identify with.
I didn't either. I never understood that. It should have had a movie all of its own. To me, I never understood. I know we're supposed to take it a grain of salt and laugh at it, but when he does a da 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 and he's got the costume on when he's in the middle of driving, it's a nice visual, but at the same token, I'm sorry, something here with this, the humor, the tone of humor here is kind of off.
Yes.
With that, and I never did get it. And I like Dom DeLuise, don't get me wrong, but I never understood that in the movie. But
that was that's between Hal, Burt, and Dom. Mm-hmm. And that was and their scenes took a long time because they kept cracking each other up. But then there wasn't anything funny about it to begin with. So that was their it's a shame because that was such a big part of the movie. I'm Captain something, Dom was.
Chaos or something like that.
Yeah, but that really was yeah, it's now see, that's another thing when I call something not funny as opposed to stupid. That wasn't even funny. It was just dumb, but a lot of people get off on that, but that was a little area of Hal, Burt, and it was just dumb. Them just kind of playing with all that continuously.
I was wondering why. I'll be frank, I did not like Cannonball Run 2 at all. I saw that the drive-in theater when that came out, but nonetheless, I do love Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, but she and one other girl, that like you and Barbara, were not back. Was there any story behind that?
I only found this out in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And one, there's a fellow writing a book on Universal called, I quit talking to him a while back. I need to reconnect. The Black Tower. And because he knew everything. Finally, after 8 years, he wrote a blog. Oh, he wrote a blog on me, never knowing who he was, it's called Hill Place, Hilplas, Remembering Tara Buckman Fondly. And I read that piece and I went, oh my God, this guy, how do you know me? So after 8 years, I finally answered an instant message going, who the fuck are you? And then we talked and talked. He told me so much about me, just like the fans are, or that people interview me are. and I'll say this, and then I just had this what's the word? Not a second opinion, corroborated. That's the word, corroborated. Because she was having an affair with Burt then on the set. And the one thing I remember is that the other time that Adrian and I did speak in the bathroom or makeup room or whatever, and she said, well, and she was married to John Carpenter, and she says, well, we have an open relationship. And again, remember, I'm like young, like, open relationship or Valerie Perrine, to get a cup of coffee. I mean, all these things are, but that's what I was told. And so either Adrian didn't want to do it or Burt didn't want to do it. But then another podcast person told me that she didn't have a good time. Well, she didn't have a good time. Things didn't go whatever way there, but she didn't like, there was an accident, that paralyzed a girl on the set. But see, you know what? I get that now. And I believe it. Sorry, but I get it. Because even though I was young and I wasn't all these years, I went, I wonder why I didn't do that. Because that wouldn't have been about Hal. Hal would have, we were friends from way back. And like I said, I've only learned things about myself and my career in the last 2 years because I've been out of it since 95, or just taking care of my kid, just not even talking about it. But that pisses me off right now. But yeah,
well, if it means anything, Cannonball Run 2 sucks.
I heard that, yeah.
So
yeah.
I saw that the drive-in when I was young, and I was like, it wasn't very good, but one person I was in both movies, Jackie Chan. Did you get to meet him?
Yes, I did. And we have one of the most exotic pictures, I think. Well, there's one that's going to be on the table. Need these. Hold on. Yeah, we had to take some studio publicity shots. Second, I thought it was his first picture in America, but apparently it was second. And then when we took the pictures, it was also with the other guy that was in the car with him, who was the top comedian in Japan, Hong Kong. Where are they from? Michael Hoy was his name. And I was told that in America, when you came over here, you weren't allowed to touch another woman. So we had to do these pictures. I still have to look that up. That's what I was told. We did pictures. Let me look this up. You will like this. Oh, let's see if we can do that thingy again. Oh, wait.
Oh, you almost had it. You almost had the green string or the back.
How do we do this?
I don't know. It'll show up here eventually.
Let me see if I do it sideways. Oh, well. Well, we did it kind of before. You'll like it. Darn. All right. How about this? What if I do it?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, that's a nice shot. And I love the contrast of your purple outfit there.
Are you kidding me? It was, hey, I didn't even move my arm. It went somewhere else. That was just all natural. Let's see if I can get it again.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
That's a
really
hot shot.
Mm-hmm.
The line, and that was not at my table to autograph, and I can't find it. I mean, I can see it. That's a screenshot, but I can't get it. Isn't that ridiculous?
You could have that done off if you go to like a photo place or something like that.
Yeah, I have, and it didn't come out really well.
Oh, okay.
But there are so yes, I did meet him.
Okay.
Can you tell?
Yeah. Farrah Fawcett, any stories there?
Yeah, the only one is when we were all filming in the bar restaurant. Farrah, not on camera or anything, just walks past me and said, "Oh, I used to do my hair like that." Well, I think hers was now, that perm kind of. How rude. Oh, I used to do my hair like that. Like, is my hair like what your hair was? In those days, everybody did their hair like her.
That your hair looked great.
That was the only thing. And I thought, and it was just like walking past. So, it's kind of like that and Sammy. Everything else was a hoot, but just those one lines just kind of go, let you know that you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about Burt Reynolds because you did Hooper with him as well. Here's the thing with Burt. I've always loved Burt Reynolds. I especially loved him in Boogie Nights. He was great in that. Wow.
Oh my, great.
Yes, he was so good in Boogie Nights, and loved Smokey and the Bandit, of course, and of course he's in Cannonball Run and Hooper. And I've always liked Burt. He's always had this charm, and I've heard good things about him. I felt so bad. He's supposed to be in the Bruce Dern part in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's movie. He was supposed to play that part, and he passed away. I would have loved to have seen him in a Tarantino movie, but
he would have worked great with Tarantino, don't you think?
Yes.
Tarantino and him would have pulled it out of each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked Burt, and I've heard good things about him. What's your relationship? What was your relationship like with him? Obviously, you worked with him a couple times, so it can't be too bad.
Well, when I was getting to know Hal and we worked, and then when I was dating him, Hal was Burt's best friend, and Hal was Burt's stuntman and double forever. So and then Burt gave Hal the break to direct Smokey and the Bandit. Okay, because that was Hal's first. So I came along right then. Now, Hal was living in um, Burt's guest house in Homely Hills, which is better than Beverly Hills, Homely Hills. And I would come over there, and I didn't know Burt well. He'd pop down and talk about things with Hal, but he didn't turn me on.
No.
it it's not like a Dean Martin. There was a bit of ego.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't care who you are, you still should talk to somebody. I'm sitting there, and as a matter of fact, we were let's see, the other one that Hal directed something with Kirk Douglas, and oh my God, she's beautiful. Worked with Elvis, the redhead, Margaret. Anyway, oh God, I almost had it. The Villain. It's called The Villain.
The
With
Villain?
Kirk Douglas and
just a minute, I'll get it up here.
Margaret. She was she was in movies with Elvis, the red hair, sexy, and then
and Margaret?
And Margaret.
There you go.
So we were sitting around in the living room in Hal's guest house with Burt, and they were talking about, and see, it had Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yep.
And they were talking about who can they get for this big guy thing. Anyway, I threw out this guy's name because Arnold wasn't well known there, and he did the Pumping Iron and some other stuff. But to this day, I will say that between Burt, Hal, and me throwing Arnold's name out, he got that part. But overall, Burt was nice. He kept the company happy. Everybody was happy on all of those films. No drama, really, but I was so young, really. I mean, they're 30 years older than me, so.
Any memories of Sally Field, who was in Hooper?
I was just going to say that, bless her heart, always respected her, but like in Hooper, when we're doing and that outside bar, the fight that lasted forever. Mm-hmm. Well, Sally, in between, all she does is knit, just knit, looks up, knits, looks up. So call her knitter. Yeah, that's all. I mean, you just. Mel Tillis and I were friends before. There's others and some that you just work with and have a take on them. Alfie Wise, the short guy, do you know who he was? Is a friend for life. He was in the truck with in Cannonball Run truck, the red truck with the something Rodriguez. Anyway, it just we all became family, even though you didn't sleep together. You didn't like run around together. There's Charles Rosenay saying, "Can you chat right now?"
You tell him you're chatting with me.
Wait a minute.
Here's some promoting.
Here's what's funny. I'm going to show it to you.
Okay.
I'm doing the interview with Craig Python. What? Wait a minute. What if I were to film it?
There you go.
How do I do that? Do a video right now? What if I?
No, just if it's on Facebook, yeah.
No. This isn't Facebook. I was going to do a video of you and I on camera right now. If I do my camera and then do a video, right? And I'm doing. If I do the opposite, hold on. There you are. See? Say your name, and I'm going to send this to him. I'm talking to you now, right? Come on. I'm videoing you. I'm gonna send this to Charles.
Oh,
Greg's-
you're talking to me. Charles, what do I say? Tara Buckner loves you. She
Well,
loves
my
you.
name.
Tara,
Okay.
Tara, Tara loves you more than Burt Reynolds. She loves you more than Dom DeLuise. She definitely loves you more than Farrah Fawcett or Sammy Davis Jr. But you might not have. She might not love you as much as Dean Martin, though. I think she really likes
All right, hold
Dean
on.
Martin.
I want to send this to him. I'm gonna stop and then see if I can respond to him on the message. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, how do I do this? And you mispronounced my name. It's Tara Buckman, not Tara Buckner. Buckman. So
Buckman.
I'll never talk to you again.
Oh, you'll definitely talk to me.
Albums. I don't want albums. Library. Videos. Is this it? Oh, syncing. I think it's still syncing. Okay. Select, send. Oh, this is going to be funny. Messages. Messages. Oh.
I should send a link to him, see if he wants to pop on here.
You set me up, this guy, and I can't get off, period. Oh, I hope it works. I hope this works. I hope this works. Oh my God. Oh, wait, I should have told him I'm talking right now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm talking to him right now. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to play that. There you are. See? Say your name, and I'm going to send this to him. I'm talking to you now, right? Sure. Come on. I'm videoing you. I'm going to send this to Charles. Greg says, you're talking to me. Charles. This is what I just sent Charles.
Yep.
Tara Buckner loves you. Oh, well, my name loves you more than Burt Reynolds. She loves you more than Dom DeLuise. She definitely loves you more than Farrah Fawcett or Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, definitely ready, period.
There you go.
Can I call you soon? Question mark. Oh, that's funny.
I sent the invite link to him. I'll see if he comes on here.
Are you okay? Okay. Do you guys do cut at all?
No, I don't know how to edit. That's okay. This looks so authentic, though. I like this because I'm. This is real to me. I love this.
Oh, do you like my interview?
You know what? I'd love to have you on again. I'll put you on the roster for next year.
No, I'm just flattered. Yeah, no. I think we've kind of I've enjoyed talking to you. I got to get back to Charles, you know. So
yeah, I sent him a link. I'm saying if he gets a hint and comes on here, you tell you tell Charles he's come on here 3 times. You know, he has to let you have your time.
Oh wait, so you sent him a link right now
I sent it to him on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, like if he were to join with us here? Oh. Right. He just sent you a link on Facebook Messenger. Join us, period.
There you go.
I just texted him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm getting tired.
I wanted to ask you about working with Joe D'Amato. Because he did a lot of Italian.
Oh my God! Right. I'm trying to think. Who in the heck is that? Um, well, I thought my big mistake, just like Silent Night, Deadly Night. Okay. That was him. He can't. I got to get
Yeah,
back
I
to him.
know. He just said that to me too.
No,
And
I got.
I said,
Yeah.
we're talking about you. And he goes, yay.
It was supposed to be like what I thought. Well, it wasn't supposed to be anything except what it was, but I guess I thought when like Clint Eastwood in the spaghetti westerns, that's how he became famous, right? The
Yep.
spaghetti westerns with the Italians, because he wasn't getting a whole lot here. Even contracts said, studios say you're not gonna be anybody. I really thought this load of Italians that came over here would have a good film. It was a dive. It was not something I had ever expected. Plus, I did not know that the production company size was the size of a pea, as opposed to the state of Texas. That's how small that production company was. So yeah, he was great and everything. And those films would work well in Europe, but not in America.
Blue
America's
Angel
just so close.
Cafe. Yeah, Blue Angel Cafe. I love that title.
I
Yeah.
love my bit, but you know, yeah, I love. Hey, I've enjoyed every minute of this. I got to get back to Mr. Rosenay. And it's terrible, I would have to say that, but I have to. I know he's got.
You tell Mr. Rosenay that you tell him. You tell him. You know what? I enjoyed having you come on here. And you know what? I think what would be a great idea is at some point we gotta get you and Charles on here together.
Oh, I do too. I
I
definitely.
think so. But you know what? I've had a great time talking to you.
You have?
Yes, I
Well,
did.
well, vice versa. Me too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
And
have stayed up.
and Tommy Kovac says hello. He had mentioned that you were on his show Splat from the
Oh,
Past.
yes. He's funny.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
I
He
think it
says
was my
hello.
either first or second one podcast. So he broke me in. I think it was
He
him.
was your first, and I think I'm your second, but I'm your first by Zoom, I think. So
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Hey, it's come to a con. Your friend is right. Come out. You
Hmm.
deserve it. We deserve to see you.
Yeah. Well, before I let you go, well, actually, I just wondered, do you have any charities or anything like that, or a web page that you'd like to plug on here?
You know what? That's really good of you to ask, but no, I
Mm,
don't. And with all
okay.
the changes with putting, mom and assistant living, me moving, and then I'm going to be completely on my own. There's going to be a lot of changes coming up.
When are you going to
You know.
put Charles Rosenay in assistant living?
Okay, I gotta go. I'm seeing.
Okay. Before I let you go, would you do a plug for my show, please?
Yes.
Just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Hey, my name is Tara Buckman from Cannonball Run, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I am on the line and enjoying and promote Greg from Python's podcast.
Absolutely. And again, promote the event you're going to be at with Charles.
Yeah, and that one is a biggie. November 11th and 12th. This coming up at in Salem, Massachusetts. The website is salemparacon.org. Come out and shout, have fun. I'll be there signing autographs for Silent Night, Deadly Night, and anything else. He has a huge, well-named mentalist and a lot of psychics. It's going to be a great show. Come on out.
Absolutely. Love you, Tara. Thank you so much. And I would love to have you back on at some point.
We will talk. I enjoyed you too. Okay.
Absolutely. God
All right.
bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.